Okay, I'm gonna show you guys something interesting. Um, let's say I would draw an angle, right, this angle right here, and the cosine and sine for this angle are going to be, theta. They're going to be cosine theta, cosine theta, and comma sine theta. But let's say I were to make a mirror image of this. So I make another angle right there. Okay, not quite. Pretend like I did it perfectly. So this angle between them, so this angle is theta. This angle right here is going to be negative theta. Okay, so which means that this right here is going to be cosine negative theta, and this is going to be also sine cosine negative, I forgot that negative theta, and sine negative theta. Well, you want to know something interesting is that the x hasn't changed. The x, it's still going to be the same exact x. So the cosine is going to be equal to each other, which means that the cosine of negative theta means the cosine of negative theta is equal to cosine of theta. They're exactly the same. That's interesting. And the sine, sine of negative theta, they're going to be the negatives of each other. If this was 5, then this is going to be 5 negative, which means that this sine of negative theta, this sine of negative theta is equal to the negative of sine of theta. So sine of negative theta is equal to sine is negative sine theta. Interesting. Okay, but let's say I were to start from right here and I were to make another mirror image across the y. So it goes to about right there, and we're gonna draw a line. Okay. Now the angle between this, is going to be over pi 2 between 2 pi 2, or pi, I guess. Pi. Ow. Ow. Who knows? So this angle, the sines for this, I guess this angle right here, is going to be equal to is going to be equal to, since this is pi, since this is 1/880 degrees, it would be equal to well, no, actually, we're not looking for this sine of this theta right here. We're looking for this in relation to this. So this is going to be, since this theta is, this angle is going to be equal to this angle, and this is 180 degrees, this sine is going to be equal, the sine and cosine for this is going to be equal to cosine, because we're looking for this angle in between, this cosine of pi minus theta, cosine of pi minus theta, comma, sine of pi minus theta. Okay, that's what the angle between here and here is. Here and here. Now, if you notice something, the y has stayed the same because it's a mirror image. So the y is going to stay the same, which means that the sine of both these have stayed the same, which means that the sine of pi theta, the sine, gosh, I can just write it right, sine of pi minus theta is equal to sine of theta. Huh, interesting. Okay, now if we were to go make another mirror image across this x-axis, we were to make another mirror image across this x-axis, and if we would draw the line like this across it, all these things are supposed to be equal. I know the lengths might be a bit different because the circle's not perfect, but they're all supposed to be symmetrical. So this is going to be the negative opposite or whatever, but let's write it down in angles first. The angle from here to here is going to be, the angle from here to here is going to be pi in radians, pi plus theta, because these are all going to be the same. All these angles are going to be the same, so it's going to be pi plus theta. So this angle is going to be pi plus theta, because it's going to go all the way around to this, which is pi, and then it's going to go plus theta. So that cosine will be pi plus theta, comma, sine will be pi plus theta. Boom. Okay. But this point right here, this x-axis point, is going to be the negative opposite. Oh, it's going to be wait, let me see. It is going to be the same thing as this axis point, but negative. So it's going to be this x-axis, but negative. So this will be equal to this one negative. So it'll be cosine of pi plus theta is equal to the same thing as negative cosine of negative theta. But cosine negative theta is equal to cosine theta, so cosine pi plus theta is the same thing as negative cosine theta. So yeah, wow, interesting. You can find out the rest of the symmetries between all these things if you want to. I kind of go through every single one. This video is already 8 minutes long. I'm done. Stay in school.